we are still on Jenkins. This time around, we want to look at the nodes, the agent nodes we created, and see what we can do with them. But before I proceed to working with this, I want to show you a couple of things I did, right? So that we can also take note of them. Okay, the first thing I did was to, ensure that my host IP address is set as private so that anytime I restart my server, I don't need to come here to modify. And I also want to consider changing this from use this node as much as possible to only build jobs with labeled expression matching this node. I want to have the opportunity to give the instruction, right, for this agent to be selected, not that the agent will be selected randomly. So that's why I'm doing that now. So I want to save this. Okay, so let me look at the other project or the other node to see what I have set up there. So I want to also ensure I have the private IP address set so that I don't have to go back and forth. Okay, this is fine as well. So I also want to change this usage to only build jobs with label expressions matching this node. Okay, so I click on that, I save. Okay, now that I've done this, what else do I want to do? Okay, now back to our SSH clients, right? I have this agent 1 and agent 2. I have them here. So what I've done at the back end is that the first thing I did was to come in here and install Git, right? Sudo yum install Git Maven and yes to all. Okay, so I did this to install Git and Maven, right? So Git and Maven, nothing to do because I've done this earlier. Okay, just to show you what I've done. Okay, that's it. I've done that earlier. I installed Git and Maven. So I also want to do this on the other server just to show you what I've done. Sudo yum install Git Maven, then I say yes to all, right? This is very important, right? Because we need to be able to run on this platform. Although we do not need to install Jenkins here, right? Jenkins is not required to be installed on here. We've already linked this agent nodes to the controller node. Okay, so you see, nothing is expected to be done here as well because I've installed them earlier. So the next thing I did here is to search for, use sudo. I'm saying find, right? I'm finding, what am I looking for? I want to look for a name called settings.xml, right? .xml. So Maven is in here. So what I want to do to Maven here is to VI into it, right? VI into Maven. Let me put sudo because it's within the /etc directory. Sudo VI into that. Then I say, this is where I am, right? Maven. Okay, so I want to come here, enter. So I went to my servers tag, right? I went to my servers tag and I made sure I configured Nexus here, okay? So the same thing we've been doing before, but right now I'm doing it on my agent on my agent server. So that was the same thing I did here as well. So let me just copy the command. So escape without saving, WQ, QML. Okay, so this is the same thing I did here, I also did on the other server, but just so we can confirm what we have there. So let's scroll down and see what we have, just to be sure. Okay, so this is what we have here as well. Okay, so now we can save, we can escape without saving. Okay, so now that we've done this, let's go to do a build. Okay, let's do a build. So I want to do this build from scratch. Okay, so let's do this build from scratch. Back to dashboard. Let's expand the screen a bit. So new item, right? I want to do a build from the scratch. Let's say agent one. Let's say agent one. Agent one. Agent one. Freestyle. Right? Agent one, freestyle. Okay. So I want to select this freestyle project. I click on that. Okay. So I go down gently, right? Then I see this label, restrict where this project can be run. So I want to select that. So right here, remember we have two agents. We have an agent called dev-stage, right? I want to select that agent. That's the agent I want to work with. I click on the drop down. It tells me no agent matches this, and that's because of this gap, right? The space there. So I want to close up the space, right? Then I will select. Now it matches, right? So now that it matches, I want to scroll down. I want to select my source code management as Git. So this is the repository I've been using. So I want to use the same repository. I click on this, paste it. It prompts authentication, right? Because the private repository. So I want to set up a credential. I have a credential here already. I use that, right? Then I proceed because I do not have, okay, let's look at that, right? Look at, I only have a branch, right? And the branch is main. So what I have here is master by default, right? I don't want to use master. I could either say main, right? Or alternatively, I leave it blank, okay? So once I do that, I want to scroll down. I want to scroll down, right? I'll scroll down, that's taken care of. Okay, that's taken care of. I'll scroll down. I want to select build step, right? I want to select Maven, invoke top level Maven agents. So the first goal I want to look at here is, if you notice something, I do not have that drop down for selecting the Maven, right? The reason is I installed Maven on the command line using sudo yum install, right? So that is why I do not have it here. So, and this one we are looking at here is not the one for the agent, it's the one for the controller, which I had installed earlier. So I want to come here and say clean install, that's the goal. I want set clean install, right? So I add another build step, another Maven, right? So I want to come here. Since I'm using the same file, the pump.xml will be the same. I'll say clean sonar.column sonar, right? So I have everything all set up. So I want to add another build step, right? Nexus, remember I've done the necessary configuration on Nexus on the agents servers, so there'll be no issues. So I want to invoke another top level Maven target. So I want to call this clean, right? Deploy. Okay, so I do that, then I scroll down. I want to go to post build actions. So with my post build actions, I want to select deploy wa/here to container. So I want to say target. I want to say slash, right? Wildcard.wa, right? Anything starting that ends with .wa. So context path. So what do we want to name this? This is agent 1. Let's just call this agent 1, right? And that is the name we want to call the file, right? This is the path, context path, agent 1. So add container, okay. Tomcat 9 point something is what we are on, right? So I'll take this, okay. So now there's need for me to authenticate, right? So I want to select Tomcat script login, right? The deployer. Okay, so now that I have this, I want to get my Tomcat URL, which is this. Let me copy this. This is a Tomcat URL. I've copied that, right? So I want to paste that where? I want to paste that here, okay? So always ensure your Tomcat URL has this and this, right? Don't just put this, it will fail. Okay, so once we are done with that, we can say apply, then save, right? We click on apply and save. Now I want us to, let's do the build, right? This is the build. Let's do the build. Yeah, that's the build. While it's building, let's console output so we see what's going on. Now, let me show you something up here, right? See, started by user 00, running as system and building remotely on dev-stage, okay? Agent 1 freestyle. So let's scroll to the bottom so we can see the build is a success, right? The build is a success all the way. So let's just go fast, okay? So we have a successful build. So let's go to, okay, we have a success. So agent 1 is the path, right? So let's change this to agent 1. Context path that we chose, agent 1. So it's a success, right? Agent 1 has been deployed to Tomcat, right? So we can see what we've done. We've been able to select a particular agent and done our deployment using that agent. Thank you. See you in another session.